Hey, what is up, everybody? I am here to give you guys my G.F.W. Impact Wrestling review for July 20th, 2017. And if you want to check out my other G.F.W. Impact Wrestling TV show reviews, make sure you click on that playlist right up there. And yeah, this is it. I will officially be all caught up with G.F.W. Impact Wrestling. Please let this one be a good show because the other two have not been very good. Um, so yeah, hopefully this one is better. But let me read the info guide about what's going to be on the show. It really doesn't say a whole lot. All it says is the fallout from last week's beatdown of Alberto Patron by LAX and Lashley, the continuation of the Super X Cup tournament, during which one competitor will become champion. Um, and then it says how far Grado will go to avoid deportation. Yeah, so it doesn't sound like a lot of stuff I'm really looking forward to, but we'll have to wait and see what they do with it. So let's just get right into it. I'm gonna structure my review the way I did the last video, where after every commercial, I'll come on here and talk about it. So let's just get right into it. Okay, so we had the actual show itself. We had Josh Matthews, Jeremy Borash, and DePope D'Angelo De Niro on commentary. One thing I meant to say in my last review is I do kind of like how they got away from the Josh Matthews Jeremy Borash feud. It seems like they transitioned Josh Matthews into kind of being a face commentator again. Or at least he's not as annoying as once he was. So I think that's good. So yeah, now that I've talked about that, let's get to the first match. It was a Super X Cup tournament first round match. Sammy, I have to look up how to say it. Guevara. Sammy Guevara versus Drago. I thought this was a good opening match. I actually liked that this match started the show. It was a really good way to start the show. Before the match, they both get video packages. Sammy Guevara, you know, tells his story. He talks about how he's been wrestling for 7 years, and when he started watching it when he was 11 years old, he knew that that's what he wanted to do. And he says that if nobody knows who I am, you can look me up on YouTube. And he talks about Drago. He's been watching a lot of his work, and he talks about how he's a veteran, but Drago hasn't seen anything on him. And he says that Drago's a thing in the past, and how Sammy Guevara is using the the Super X Cup as a springboard to get to the X division. And then Drago gets a video package, and I thought his video package was pretty good. The only thing I didn't like about it was instead of having him talk, because he can't speak English, then they had a guy say what he was saying right afterwards. The only thing I wish they would have done instead is just have him talk and have the words appear, because it just would have been so much easier. Um, but yeah, but he pretty much cut the video package, talks about how Sam Guevara is a good wrestler, but he's under experience and how where he comes from and stuff. I thought that was good, and how he was gonna when he went to the Super X Cup, he's gonna take it back to AAA with him. So I thought he cut a good interview segment, video package. And then we had the match. I thought the match was good. They both started hitting high, fast paced chain wrestling moves. Drago hit a vicious leg sweep on him. Um, Sammy Guevara hits a kick from the apron, and then he hits a shooting star press on the outside. I thought that looked spectacular. And Sammy Guevara hits a run and drop kick, covers him. Drago kicks out, and then Drago starts to make his um, comeback. He hits a springboard crossbody. Sammy Guevara hits a rolling senton from the top turnbuckle that looks sick. And then eventually the finish comes when Drago hits a running DDT for the win. The DDT looks sick, though. It looked like Sammy Guevara got murdered the way he sold it. I thought that was sick. And Drago advances. I think I can't really say if it makes sense, but I wanted Drago to win, so I'm happy he advanced. Overall, I thought this was a good match. Good way to start off the show with a nice, high, fast-paced wrestling match. Okay, so next was a knockouts match. Siena versus Ambon Noah. Um, Siena wins with her finisher. I forget the name of it, but it was, I don't even remember what it was, but it was her finisher. She looked pretty dominant in the match. It was all right. She still, to me, doesn't have it in the win. But then she gets on the mic though, and then she says that um, at Slammiversary, she proved why she was the best women's wrestler on the planet, when she became the unified women's champion, while Rosemary was wasting her time writing emo poetry and patting rabbits or cutting rabbits. I forget exactly which one she said. It just said that no, I still haven't gotten a congratulations from Kalen Jarrett. So she calls out Kalen Jarrett. Kalen Jarrett comes out and Sienna wants her to get down on um, knees and say that she's the best women's wrestler of all time. And Karen Jarrett's like, why would I do that? And she says because it's true, and two, because I told you to. And then she goes to stand up to her, and then Allie runs out with a kendo stick, hits Sienna in the ribs with it. But then Laurel Vaness runs out, beats down Allie, and then they start double teaming Allie. And then Rosemary runs out. She tries to even up the odds, but then Laurel Van Ness hits her in the back with a kendo stick, and then they'll just beat it down. Rosemary, Karen Jarrett, it's involved, and takes Sienna, throws her like across the ring, and then Sienna and Laurel Van Ness, um, are about to beat down Karen Jarrett. Then Gail Kim runs out and evens up the odds, and then that was it. And then Karen Jarrett makes the rematch for next week's episode, which is this week's actually, of G.F.W. Impact Wrestling. It's going to be a last knockout standing match for the Knockouts Championship between Sienna and Rosemary. This segment was all right. I thought it was actually this segment was pretty decent. I thought it was nice. I thought Sienna finally showed me something when she got on the mic. I thought she cut a good promo. Um, she just doesn't have it in the win, and then at least as of what I've seen. But then I did the only thing I didn't like about this segment was that Karen Jarrett was involved and she took down the unified women's champion. I didn't really think that made her. I thought that made her look kind of weak. But overall, I thought this was a pretty good segment here. I liked it. And then I forgot one more thing. The next thing is LAX is like in their clubhouse, and they bring in Alberto El Patron's brother. I forget his name, and they force him to convince Alberto El Patron um, to join LAX. And if they don't, there's going to be some serious consequences. They're going to probably beat the crap out of them. One weird thing is Conan told him to take his blindfold off, but he had a mask on, so it really was goofy. Um, that segment was terrible. Conan, like I said, sucks. So yeah, overall, I like the knockout stuff, but the LAX backstage segment I didn't care for. Okay, so a lot of stuff happened. I want to try to remember. It shows a video package for I think his name was El Hijo Fantasma, um, and Josh Matthews is voicing it. He's narrating his entire career, talking about how he's been wrestling since 2008, how he's won championships all over the world and stuff. So I saw him wrestle at Slammiversary 3 weeks ago. Can't wait to see what he has to bring to the table. It might have been 2 weeks ago. I don't even remember now. And then Bruce Pritchard and Tyrus are backstage. I have no clue what they're trying to do with Tyrus, but they run into Trevor Lee, and Bruce Pritchard wants to know why Trevor Lee is running around with the X Division Championship, and Trevor Lee talks about how he feels like he's the true champion since he never got his rematch when he lost his X Division Championship, and he says that he sees someone like Sanjay Dutt carry, and he says that it makes it look like a joke. So then Sanjay Dutt comes up and he tries to get his title back. Bruce Pritchard tells him that we're not doing this tonight, so he doesn't get thrown out, even though he's coming back to get something that belongs to him, and that makes no sense. And then Bruce Pritchard's like, you know what, that makes sense to me. So Bruce Pritchard pretty much, I guess, is supposed to be a heel authority figure, but Yeah, this was lame. That was a lame backstage segment. Like I said, I don't mind the concept of the storyline, but like, why is Sanjay Dutt being reprimanded for trying to get back his championship? Makes no sense. And then he was banned from the arena, so that didn't make any sense. And then next we had a six-man tag team luchador rules match. It was IDS Abraham, Damus, and Trevor Lee versus um, Laredo Kid, Laredo Kid, Octagon, Siena, and Grass Jr. I don't think that was his name, but I think my fucking thing auto corrected. So, solid six-man tag team match. I enjoyed it. You know, it was a lot of fun. I'm not gonna go into too much detail about it. It was pretty much, all dives and stuff. One spot I liked is when Grass Jr. Apparently that's what it has here. I don't know if that's his name. Took his pants off and started to get going. All the faces hit the dives, and then the Laredo Kid and Grass Jr. Hit the crotch. Trevor Lee and IDS Abraham, and then they hit a Hurricanrana onto Damus. I thought that looked cool. And then eventually the faces get the win when Octagon Siena goes off Grass Jr. Shoulders on the top rope and hits a splash on IDS Abraham for the win. But solid six-man tag, pretty fun match. The only thing I don't understand is why didn't Trevor Lee's team win since they were positioning him to go after the X Division Championship? I didn't think that made any sense. I do like that when Trevor Lee does wrestle, he does wear the championship around his waist the whole time, so that way Sanjay Dutt won't appear and try to take his championship back. That I do like. And then the next segment is it shows part one of the date between Grado and Laurel Van Ness, and Joseph Polk's trying to hype him up, giving him some dating advice, and it shows like a montage of the date. Grado and Laurel Van Ness arrive at the arena, and I guess when Grado goes out, he just goes out in his wrestling gear, and Laurel Van Ness, because she's so crazy, she just wears that same wedding dress. I don't think that's probably the same wedding dress that she's been wearing, but whatever. I definitely see with the way that she's being booked that she's definitely gonna walk out of the company, I think, and go somewhere else. Um, so yeah, Grado apologizes for eating all the chocolates and drinking all the champagne, and Loban is like, that's okay. I drank some champagne before I came here. And he has coupons for their meal tonight, and they're eating dinner, and Laurel Vanessa asks for the pepper, and he's like, well, I can't reach it. So then Laurel Vanessa says, that's okay, I'll come get it. She goes over the table and grabs it, pours it all over her food, and then she acts like she's gonna eat it, but she like misses her mouth. It was pretty ridiculous. And then Grader's like, wow, you really love pepper. Um, and then she burps, and Grader's like, I think I've lost my appetite for the first time. That was a terrible segment, and it was not funny, and it was like trying to be funny but not. And then we had the final segment, at least for this section. LAX are backstage again, and Conan reveals that he sent Santana and Ortiz to go get Dos Caras because he knows that Alberto El Patron will listen to Dos Caras, and he says that by tonight, Alberto El Patron will join LAX, and he has I forget what they're called, but um the pincher thins, he has clippers, that's what they're called, that he's going to use on Dos Caras. Terrible segment. So overall, some of this stuff I thought was pretty average. I thought the Al Hijo Fantasma video package was good. I liked the backstage segment with Trevor Lee and Bruce Pritchard. I just didn't like that logic failed with Sanjay Dutt. I thought that was bad, but the segment was alright. I thought the six-man tag team match was decent, and but I didn't care for the dated segment, and I also didn't care for the LAX backstage segment. So that's what I thought there. Okay, so then we had the next segment, LAX split Dos Caras. They pretty much say the same thing that they do to Alberto El Patron's brother. force them to join and stuff. Um, couple of questions I have, and I just thought of this now. It's kind of silly how they bring them in and they're in their masks like they were just hanging out outside of the impact zone with their masks on. I thought that was actually kind of funny, like they were doing that, because I don't think they were. I thought that was pretty funny. Another thing I thought that was interesting is that those clippers that Conan was talking about never got used, and I thought that was really weird because they kept going to it. But yeah, we've had so much Conan on this show; it's not even funny. Then we had the next match. It was a three-way match: Low Key versus Matt Sydal versus El Hijo del Fantasma, I think his name is. I thought this was a good match. I don't know if it was really good yet or not, but I thought this was a good match here. Um, I thought all three performers really put it all on the line. They hit some really sick moves, like Matt Sydal hitting the the moonsault splash, Low Key hitting the suicide dive to the floor, hitting the Warriors way, and like Matt Sydal falling for the cover, Phantasma going for the pin, Phantasma's Hurricanranas, his power moves were really good. Eventually, the finish comes when Low Key hits the Warriors way, and he goes to the cover Phantasma, but then Matt Sydal hits the shooting star press on the both guys, covers Low Key for the win. I still don't get though why they have Low Key wrestling in a tuxedo like a hitman. I talked about that in my Slammiversary review. It really doesn't make any sense. And then afterwards, Matt Sydal calls out Bruce Pritchard because he thinks he's owed a X Division Championship match. And Bruce Pritchard and Tyrus come out. Bruce Pritchard, obviously, I think is supposed to be a heel authority figure. One thing about G.F.W. is they have way too many authority figures. They got Dutch Mantell, and they have Brother Love, Karen Jarrett, and then Jeff Jarrett. Way too many authority figures. They need to get rid of some of them. WWE, it's different. WWE doesn't have that many, but WWE, it's different because they have two brands, Raw and SmackDown. Um, GFW Impact Wrestling's only one show, and they have all these fucking authority figures. It's way too much. And then, but yeah, he pretty much says that there was a lot of other guys back there deserving of a title shot, and Matt Sydal says he's not taking no for an answer. Then Lashley comes out, and he demands a title match because he talks about how when he was World Heavyweight Champion, Bruce Pritchard threw everybody at him, and he says that he went through every one of them. And ever since that little hiccup at Slammiversary, he hasn't had a fair one-on-one title match. And Matt Sydal's just like, don't do this to me. And Lashley keeps telling him to shut up. And Lashley says there's going to be consequences if he doesn't get his rematch. He lays out Matt Sydal with the spear and leaves. The match I thought was really good. I didn't like the segment afterwards. It was a segment that should have involved Matt Sydal, but then it turned into involving Lashley. And it actually confused me because they incorporated two stories into one. I actually was confused because I thought Matt Sydal was asking for a world title shot because Lashley came out there, but then they just pretty much had Lashley come over there and they just moved on from Matt Sydal. I thought this made Matt Sydal too look like such a chump when he got on his knees. I think Matt Sydal, and then he just got laid out with a spear. I thought that was really stupid. So yeah, match was good. Segment afterwards, not so much. Okay, so next, Joseph Polk and Laurel Vanessa still on their date, and they're getting romantic towards the fire. And he's like, "Well, I can't get the fire started." He's like, "Don't worry, I'll keep you warm." He sees Ideas Abraham thinking that it's Congo Khan, and he gets scared. And Ideas Abraham's like, "Where?" And then they're looking out. What else? They're looking up at the stars. Um, and Laurel Vanessa goes for a kiss, and Grado pretends to go to sleep, and then they just look up at the stars, and Laurel Vanessa says, "No, we're going to be together forever and ever." And Grado's like trying. Grado's trying to remind himself of citizenship, that he could become a citizen if he marries her. And then Joseph Park and Grado are backstage, and Joseph Park wants to know if Grado's popped the question yet, and Grado, I guess, is going to pop the question. That's a pretty trash segment. I didn't care for that. Then we had the next match. It's a four-way match. Eli Drake with Chris Adonis versus Moose versus Ethan Carter III versus Eddie Edwards. Chris Adonis throws his drink into one of the members of the Swallow. What were their names? Swollen Brothers, I think it's called. I don't even remember the name of that show, but from the guys from the TV show, they jump the barricade and they go to attack Chris Adonis, but he escapes, and then Eli Drake escapes before they can attack him. It's probably built into a tag team match between those two. And we had the match. Match I thought was pretty solid. Moose and attacks EC3, and Eli Drake and Eddie Edwards go at it. Eddie Edwards had to dive through the ropes, and then Moose gets taken down on the outside. So then the rest of the match is EC3 beating down and Eli Drake beating down Eddie Edwards, and they try to one up each other by hitting a suplex on them, and then eventually they're about to go at it, but Eddie Edwards hits a double hurricanrana, and then he starts to get on a roll. He hits a drop kick, goes for the Boston knee pody, but EC3 stops him, and then Moose starts to get some momentum going. EC3 and Eddie Edwards fight off the heels, and then Moose and Eddie Edwards go at it. Moose hits a wicked pump kick, and then he hits a powerbomb on Eddie Edwards outside the ring. He hits a pump kick on the outside onto Eli Drake, and then EC3 throws him into the post, and then he hits the 1%er on Eddie Edwards. He's about to make the pin, but Moose pulls him out. They stop brawling. Eli Drake takes the pin and gets the win. Really didn't understand why he won. I think EC3 should have won to make him look like a viable contender for Moose's Impact Grand Championship. That's just personally what I think. Really didn't understand why they did this match. It just felt very thrown together, but I still thought the match was solid. Then afterwards, the guys from the TV show are being interviewed, and they talk about, they promote the TV show and stuff. And then LAX come up, and they go backstage, and they want to know if, and they find out Dos Caras and Alberto El Patron's brother. They want to know if Alberto El Patron said yes, and they say he said no. So they beat the crap out of him. And Conan tells Alberto El Patron that if he doesn't go to the ring, Alberto El Patron's never going to see these pussies again. And then that was it. I thought the four-way match was solid. Didn't care for the Dayton segment yet again, and I didn't care for the stuff they did with Chris Adonis setting up to that tag match with the TV show and promoting the TV show. And I didn't care for the LAX segment. Way too much Conan on this show. So that's what I thought. Okay, so then the last thing that happens is LAX take down Dos Caras and Alberto El Patron's brother. They said his name, I just don't remember it. And they pretty much threatened to beat the crap out of him. They come up with kendo sticks and stuff if Alberto El Patron doesn't come out and save him and join LAX. And they beat the crap out of his brother first, and Patron never shows. And then they're about to take off Dos Caras masks. And I don't personally like when they go for the mask unless it makes sense with the story. I personally think you leave the mask alone when it comes to a luchador. So I thought that was pretty bad. I guess it gets a heat, but it's just unneeded. And then Alberto El Patron comes out, and he talks about how Conan has gone too far. He calls him by his real name, Carlos, and he tells him to let his family go. And Conan says he won't let him go until he joins him. And then Alberto El Patron says if you put his hands on his family, he will beat the crap out of him. And he wants him to let his family go. And Alberto El Patron says that if he joins him, will this all go away? And he says that he has his word. And Alberto El Patron says that, one thing about you is once you set your mind to something, you just won't let it go. And I understand that. And he says that he'll join him if you leave my family alone. And then Conan makes Alberto El Patron put the shirt on. And Alberto El Patron then says that now they're no longer friends anymore. And Conan says that we aren't friends anymore. I just need a shoulder to fight for me. So Alberto El Patron puts the shirt on. You think he's joined LAX. Well, then Alberto Patron beats the shit out of LAX. He grabs the kendo stick and just beats the shit out of him. Then it's just down to him and Conan. And, Alberto Patron's about to get his hands on Conan, but then he beats up the other two members of LAX, and then Conan's able to escape. Alberto Patron stands tall. He rips the t-shirt off. Didn't care for this segment. It was just, I thought, a lame segment. What did make up for the segment though was when Alberto Patron beat the crap out of LAX, because I actually didn't expect that. I thought he was gonna end up joining them. But that means we're gonna get more of these crappy segments. I guess this is better that Alberto Patron's fighting against him than if he's with him and stuff. I personally think they should just turn him heel anyways. Everybody hates Alberto Patron after everything that all the news media that's been going on. You know what it is. Click on this video if you don't know. So it's just really hard for me to really root for Alberto Patron as a baby face. That's how it is. But this segment wasn't very good until Alberto Patron beat the crap out of LAX. But that made up for it, but it still wasn't a good segment. And like I said, I don't personally like that Conan. I think he's terrible, and the fact that he's the mouthpiece of this group is awful. And if something tells me too that I did hear that G.F.W. has offered to sign Rey Mysterio to a contract, and something tells me he's going to end up signing with G.F.W. because of the fact that they've been talking a lot about Rey Mysterio on over these past couple of shows. I personally would rather see Rey Mysterio go to WWE because if he gets involved in this storyline, something tells me they're going to do something stupid and turn Rey Mysterio heel and have him unmask and join LAX. And that would be fucking stupid if they do that. So I think Rey Mysterio, for his career, is better off going back to WWE. Because if he goes to GFW, I think his career is going to go to shit. So we're going to have to wait and see. That's just my thoughts there. Something tells me Alberto Patron's brother's going to turn on him or something because Alberto Patron didn't come out and save him when he was being attacked. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, overall, the segment was lame. Okay, so overall, I thought this was progress for GFW Impact Wrestling. I thought they, were starting off really well when it came to the show. I enjoyed, the opening match. I thought that was a good match to start it off. I enjoyed the three-way match. I enjoyed the four-way match. I thought the Knockouts match was decent. I like the stuff they were doing, setting up to the Knockouts Championship match next week, and I liked the promo segment there. They were doing some decent stuff. However, there was still a lot of crap on this show. Way too much LAX stuff on this show, and way too much Conan on this show. Oh my gosh, he was all over the fucking place. The advertisement of the Soulmate or whatever the fucking name of that show is. That's just getting ridiculous. The one guy won the four-way match, and then you had the crappy stuff they did with Grado and Laura Vaness dated segment. The way they booked Matt Sydal to just get jobbed out by Lashley the way they did. The logic flaws in the Trevor Lee Sanjay Dutt feud. The fact that Trevor Lee's team lost. So there was still a lot of problems on this show. It was better, though. It was better. I am going to say that this was a little bit of an above-average show. I'm probably going to rate it probably a 5.5 out of 10. Really wasn't much of an improvement, but it was an improvement. That's my overall thoughts. I actually forgot to give my star rating, so let me do that now. I'm going to try to remember all the matches for the, let me just get the match code up. For the GFW Super X Cup tournament, I thought that was a good match. Probably that match gets a three stars. For the Knockouts match, that was an alright match. That match gets 2 stars. For the six-man tag team match, I thought that was solid. That gets 2.25 stars. For the three-way match, I thought that was good. That also gets 3 stars. For the 4-way match, I'm going to give that match probably 2.5 stars because the match was just alright, but the one guy also won the match, and that's really all the matches on the show. The best match on the show, like it's between the Super X Cup and the 3-way match. It's really tough for me to really pick. They're both about the same level. Maybe I enjoy the Super X Cup more, so maybe I'll give that 3.5 stars. So there you go. No, not 3.5, 3.25. Sorry, I'll give that match 3.25 stars because that was that had a good finish and stuff, and it's the only uh thing that was really done well. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm all caught up with G.F.W. Impact Wrestling. I felt like kind of wasting my day. I started doing this at like 10 o'clock, and now it's 3:08, and I'm wasting my day watching G.F.W. Impact Wrestling. Hopefully, this week's show will be better. I'll actually watch it live and give you guys an actual review. I'll go on Facebook and Twitter and live tweet and stuff during the show. If you want to follow me on Twitter, that'll be down in the description box, or you can also click right up there. If you want to follow the Facebook page, make sure you click down in the description box or click right up there as well. And yeah, if you want to check out, if you want to subscribe to this YouTube channel, I'm just going to do all the plugs now. I was going to do it in a different tape, but I'll just do it now. But if you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel, make sure you click on the subscribe button and make sure you press on that bell. So that way, every time I upload a video, you'll get the notification for it on your phone, your computer, whatever. Make sure you do the same thing for my CM Brothers and I want to Talking to YouTube channels. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.